40 years ago, on a typical sunny but cold day in spring, at the Theatre Festival of Dionysus in Athens, my father, Artemidorus, also actor, you might remember him, came on stage as King Pentheus in the Bacchae of Euripides, dressed in a heavy-sleeved gown, padded in the chest and shoulders, as he was like me, a slight man, and I don't know what possessed him. He was famous for his quick changes, wearing his queen Agave underneath. He sweated through, left the stage, changed masks, came back on again as the distracted queen in the damp gown. Sun went in, chilled to the bone. One would never have known it. I had not heard him better. He was famous for his women, especially the crazy ones. Cassandra, Agave, tear-ringers like Niobe, but he had no luck this day. This day, the leading man who played the god got the prize. Held a party. Father did not like to leave early in case it should be misunderstood, so he stayed drinking till past midnight. The cold went to his chest with a high fever, and on the third night he died. Though I was 19 at the time, it was the first death in our house since I had been born, and I was dazed by it, just dazed by it. The house turned upside down. Father lying on his bier with his feet towards the door, mother and grandmother and sister wailing and flinging their arms across him. The small room packed with neighbours and actors edging and shouldering in and out to pay respects. The neighbours left quite soon. Outsiders never know what to say about an actor, but his fellow artists stay hung about. They kept saying how good he was to work with. Always ready to help a friend. My mother could attest to that. He never tried, they said, could keep going through anything. And then they told some tales that made me stare, not having yet learned anything can happen on tour. What talent he had, they said. Poor Artemidorus, a disgrace. He was passed over at the Lenaya. Nobody remembers seeing a Polixena done with more feeling, but the lot fell on some poor judges that year. Well, I don't know. How long I had known I had more talent than he. 3 years. I was 16 when I saw him play Achilleus in the Sacrifice of Daedalus, and I doubt it was new to me. Even then, he moved well. Could say anything with his hands, his voice charming. He made Achilleus a delightful youth. Spirited, sincere, arrogant, but too boyish to offend. Oh yes, they could have eaten him up. Hardly noticing his Agamemnon, could not wait till he came back as Achilleus. But the shadow of all that darkness, the black grief beside the shore, the dreadful war yell, whose pain and anger scared even the horses. It is close ahead. One ought to feel it breathe. It crept in my hair where he speaks of his slighted honor, but I heard another voice, another player, hardly yet knowing whom. He had everything the artist needs, except the spark of the god.